Since we launched this competition 3 years ago, we have seen teams from across the country, both male and female, rallying together for the quest of the crown. And I have always believed that it is not about the money, but it is about the title. And last year, we saw that in the field of play. We saw that when the teams, and when you look at the videos replaying, you can see it. When the teams that won realized that they won, they were tumbling on each other. They were crying. They were ecstatic. They were so happy. And at those moments, one would feel, yes, our objectives are met. We moved across the country. We went to Skelton. We went to Port Morant. We went to Essequibo. We see the villagers come out and they play and they have fun and they support. And at those times, we say, yes, our objective is met. It is not about the money from our company. It is not about the money to the winning teams. It is about how we can all band together across this lovely country of ours and have fun, engaging, healthy, enterprising fun. In doing this over the past 2 years, we are proud that we have revived cricket in the streets, in the villages, in the communities. And that is what our aim, one of, was to achieve in the tournament. To revive and to keep alive our culture and this unique form of sport. I think it is a pride of Guyanese. You go during the summer months in the US and Canada, and you see the Guyanese, the small little Guyanas that's over there, the communities get together, they go in the parks and they play cricket. And it's fun to know that it's part of our background, part of our culture, part of our upbringing. Last year, in excess of 1,000 teams signed up for the competition. And you know what? Speaking of those teams in Canada and the US, I know that many of the Guyanese overseas come back to Guyana for vacation all during the year. I would like to this year, as we announced last year, to throw out a challenge to any of the teams in the USA or in Canada. Come down to Guyana and face our boys and girls. And remind yourself, true Guyanese touch softball cricket at heart. So colleagues, last year we had in excess of 1,000 teams, and I challenged the organizers and the coordinators to increase the amount of registrants, to double it in fact. And I challenged them that if the number of teams were to be doubled, we would look at the prize money in a similar fashion. This year, millions of dollars will be given away in prizes, in giveaways, in handouts, and of course, a wonderful special prize is being put together just for the wider public, the followers of the game. The tournament indeed continues to evolve. There are some changes that we're going to make again this year, but changes that will make it more exciting. I think one of the changes we're going to bring on board is a strategic timeout. One of the other changes we're going to make this year is probably paint Bluey in another color. I'm just kidding. But the other change that we are very proud to announce this year is we are launching the 1010 magazine. And I know our CFO and our organizers will be dealing with this, but let me steal a little bit of their thunder to say that our registration form will be available in this magazine. And in this magazine, we are chronicling the events of the last tournament, the players, the champions, the teams, the action as we saw it in the field. We're going to have it represented in this magazine. I must also take a moment out to remind you, not only is this a super magazine in terms of representing the softball, cricket tournament launched by GT&T, the 10-10 tournament. But it is also a wonderful magazine because, surprise, surprise, you flip it around and it's fastball time. So we have even gone to a new design of what you would know as sports magazine in embracing the two different premier events that we sponsor, well, of course, among many other events that we sponsor. So the registration forms for this year's tournament will be available in the 1010 magazine and solely available in the 1010 magazine, I must add. The magazines would be available at all of our business offices, and our coordinators will be having that information available as to how we can get this magazine dispersed and distributed across the country. That being said, though, registration, of course, opens today and closes on February 11th. You know, we have this thing with 11. And so we're going to close registration on 11, and thereafter the action starts with the first game slated for February 18th. Now, this is a leap year, and we do hope that we will make leap year a truly magical year in every single thing that GT&T will touch for the duration of this year. We have noted that the following of this game, the following of the 10-10 tournament has become very energetic, wide-reaching. I mean, I've received dozens of Facebook queries. When is it starting? When is it starting? Colleagues have all received telephone calls. Our call center has been inundated with calls. So because of the wide following across the country, we want to reward our fans, as I said, for their vibrant support of the game. And fans will have the chance to win an SUV, which is up for grabs through a texting game that will be called Fan SUV, F-A-N SUV. And the SUV is displayed to your left, and we can, of course, visit it, but Sachin has locked the keys, so even I didn't get a ride. Questions for the Fan SUV text game will be based on the contents of the magazine. So all the questions and the answers, basically, you can find in the magazine. And for every 4 correct answers, fans will receive a coupon, which will then enter them into the promotion for the chance to win that SUV, which will be drawn at the final game. Now, the finals, we propose to have that finals on May 12th. And there are many reasons why we have taken it to May 12th. But, of course, those reasons would incorporate consideration for other things happening nationally of international nature. So, friends, you would need to obtain your copy of this year's magazine. You would need to, of course, sign up. And I must mention that we would look forward to people using the registration form and ensuring, I think one of the requirements of the registration form is to have you put in your GT&T cell number so that we can contact you as games and venues and organizing events take place. So ensure you put in your name, your addresses, your GT&T cell number, and all the relevant details on that form. And our team will be ready and willing, and I think they're planning some across the country visits and so forth to meet various teams across the country. The prize money, last year we had indeed announced that if the teams were to be doubled, we will double the prize money. And of course my CFO got very worried and said, when will you stop? Because he's scared that in case the team got doubled this year, we're going to say the same thing for next year. Of course, you know, I've always said, you ain't seen nothing yet. But I won't say anything further. But colleagues, what I can promise you is that the prize money of last year will form the base for this year's tournament. Now, the organizers have told me that they don't know that they can meet the challenge of doubling the teams because they feel that already every village has taken part. So the challenge that the CFO and myself have thrown out back to them is that, okay, for every team above last year's number, we are going to increase the prize money. And they said, fair, that's a deal. So the prize money, we are looking at making last year's the base and moving it upwards from there. This year, we also hope that we're going to be having many, many mini competitions run during the 10-10 tournament. As we did last year, we had the finals, we had the blue stands, we had various stands where people, even by wearing blue, you'll be lucky. We hope to up that ante this year and to even make it better. So, friends, we do plan to have a wonderful time in the next couple of months. I'm restricted in telling you or talking only about 10-10, so I can't tell you about the other exciting things we have going on. But of course, there'll be another event when we'll tell you about those other exciting stuff. What I can promise you is that if you think last year was a big year, you ain't seen nothing yet. Thank you.